Hello everyone, I am Sergeant Miles, and I've been living out here in Florida trying to build a little self-sufficient sort of homestead idea thing. With the way everything's going in the world lately, it's kind of, I think, everybody's obligation to get out, get away, and be a little bit more self-reliant on things. So I've been working on a few things. We've been out here for probably coming up on a couple years, and well, I've always kind of thought I had a bit of a green thumb and was able to grow things pretty much anywhere I ever lived. I lived in Oregon and Nevada and California and all over, and never really had too much trouble getting much stuff to grow. However, out here in Florida, in Zone 9, things are a little bit different. The bugs are kind of crazy and all that sort of stuff, and funguses and things I've never really had to deal before. So it's been quite a challenge, and I'm really enjoying it though. Helping me learn some new things. A little bit about me: I'm a retired Army veteran, and I think I heard somewhere, it might have been Jordan Peterson on one of his podcasts, about how it's better to be a warrior that has to learn how to garden than a gardener that has to learn how to be a warrior. So my warrioring days are over, and now I'm trying to figure out how to garden and farm a little bit. Since this is my first video, I figure I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour, show you what all I have set up, and maybe some ideas for what I have coming up down the line. I hope you enjoy. So this right here is my little gardening area. Got some lettuce right there. These are all the tomatoes and stuff are pre-plants that I bought, and we've got a few other things I planted out there. I believe that's a watermelon. These are supposed to be cucumbers that are going to come up, and the cucumbers on them you can use as a loofah. So we're looking really good at looking for a lot of fun and checking that out. My single standing bell pepper plant that's popped up. This is the stuff I've been able to grow pretty well. This is broccoli, cauliflower, and kale. It's I got it underneath some shade screening to keep it a little bit nicer. I apologize for a little bit of mess. We had a problem with pennywort getting through. Originally we tried planting down in the ground, but the soil here is just not good for it. So the amount of watering and stuff we had to do got pennywort sort of all over. These are strawberries. Believe it or not, this strawberry patch, these couple over here, and you can see it right there. Those all came from one little plant, and they've just been growing like crazy. They don't seem to need a lot of work out here or any of that sort of stuff, and works out nice. We got some sweet potatoes in the ground. I'm waiting for them to come up and do a little bit better for the ground cover out here. This is my little compost bin and stuff. There's the soil that we had delivered and been using. I had a tree fall back over there, and I chopped it up, rented a wood chipper, and so that's the pile of wood chips I've got left over from that. We'll have them for a while. And we got a fig tree sitting back over there as well. I'll show you. This right here, some more sweet potatoes. This was some mound planting of potatoes I did. They did all right. Not fantastic, but you know, I got one potato turned into 5 or 6 at least. Got the sweet potatoes out here. I want to kind of let all this stuff get covered. More of the strawberries that I've spread around. See, this area back over here is a little bit of my back pasture. I put this in just recently because we got a couple cows, and well, I just wanted to have them let them have as much space as possible to get up there and and have a chance to run around. I let this grow up real good for a little bit. It was probably 2 or 3 feet tall just about a couple weeks ago before I let the cows in. We got solar put on the house. It doesn't work because Vision Solar seems to be a terrible company. They were supposed to come cut down this tree, but I did a little bit of the trimming on it myself. This is a loquat tree I just kind of dug up and tried to replant over here. Well, it doesn't seem to be doing too well, but it could just be the pre-plant sickness, or transplant sickness, excuse me. This is a yerba mate tree that was given to us by a friend of ours. The missus really likes yerba mate, so he's gonna make all that sort of fun stuff. Right there we've got a plum tree. This is a peach tree. It got some of what's it called? I think it's called fire fungus or something like that, and so I had to trim it back real hard. I'm not sure if it's gonna make it, but there it is. That's another peach tree we got popping up. And there's another plum tree over here with a watermelon growing down at the bottom. This is all this mulch is from the chicken coop. And yeah, this thing just kind of popped up out of there, so I don't know if it was a seed that was left over. This is another this is a pear tree. It had a little bit of trouble last year. I think it got some sort of fungus or something, but it seems to be doing really good now. And we got the cow sitting out here. We'll be getting ready. We've had them for probably about 6 months or so now, and we'll probably be harvesting one of them in the next few months or so. They're getting kind of up to the weight. We decided to go with something a little bit in between pure grass-fed and pure grain-fed. So they've got the pastures that they can wander around in, plenty of food. You can see the piles of hay that I've brought out for them to snack on. And we named them Romeo and Juliet because they're star-crossed lovers doomed to die, so we can have some food. But that's the beautiful thing about nature. It's the way that it works. This gazebo area, all this sort of the well house. Got an orange tree right here. This is its first year. It's doing really, really well. Lemon tree over here. I think I got it. It's got a bit of the canker on it, and I've been treating it with some antifungal stuff. But it's really hard to do out here because we get the torrential downpours in the evenings a lot. And you can see some of the, I believe that's citrus canker. Probably need to come out and trim off a little bit more of it to keep it from spreading. But yeah, so we've been shooting on, or not shooting. This one hasn't really produced much for us this year, but I think it's just kind of fighting this disease, so hopefully it'll be all right. This is a Red Ryder lime. Obviously it's still new and fresh, but it does have a little lime on it. This is another just regular lime. Nothing really all that special or anything. It got hit last year real bad with caterpillars. I can't remember the type of caterpillars they are, but they almost devastated it. And so most of what you're seeing here is all new growth this year. We've got a couple grape plants. I want to have all this little trellising and stuff right here just filled in with grapes and blackberries, and kind of have it nice and snacky around the thing. So there's one of the grape plants. Here's a new one that we planted this year and we're putting on there. And just on that other side over there, you can see that's a tangelo that we have. All right, now we're coming up to what we like to call Chickentropolis. These are our chickens. That's Pinguini. She is the most friendliest thing in the world. And the ones in the back there, the Rhode Island Reds, we call Rondas, because they tend to be a little rapscallion-y, so like after Ronda Rousey. And then we've got Foster Farms over there. And if I can take you in right there, that's Bandita. That's a Polish. And we called her that because at first it looked like she was wearing a mask, kind of like a raccoon, like a bandit. We've named all of them. That's actually the neighbor's rooster that just showed up one day. We call him Fabio because he's so pretty. And let's see, I'll take you over here. All this stuff I built myself. It's just as I've been building and doing stuff out here, I've tried to, what would be the right term? I found a lot of the stuff that I've used just sitting around the property, you know, things that had got overgrown and stuff. The people that lived here before never really, well, they had goats for a while, but they didn't really make too much use of the land outside of that. And so I've been trying to do everything kind of as low cost as possible. That way, well, I'm trying to do things as low cost as possible because I wanted to, I want the challenge of instead of just going out and buying everything, like, you know, we're all so used to doing all the time. This will be a chance to become a little bit more resourceful and think about how to make things happen on your own, as opposed to just running down to the store and buying something new. So I've tried to recycle as much stuff as I can. Let me see, I'll show you this over here. This is the little barn that I built. It's basically just kind of an emergency structure for in case we have a hurricane that comes through, so the cows can go in there and take care of themselves. That little box right there, I put their build them a little feeding trough in there, and then that box holds the chicken food and the cow feed and bales of alfalfa or stuff like that if I get it for them. As far as for the fruit trees and all that sort of stuff, pretty much about where that is, if you can see where that white sprinkler head is over there. I'm gonna bring that out and just kind of plant fruit trees all around the house. Give it a nice ease of access, because I like to have fruit, especially in the morning. And yeah, that way I can just step outside and have a nice little snack, you know. I guess so my plans for this channel, I'm gonna show you some of my techniques for raising the raised garden beds. Also, yeah, like, I am definitely open to any tips anybody has. I spent a little bit of time out in the country as a kid, but not a ton, not enough to say that I have all the experience in the world. I'm not a carpenter by any means, nor a mason, but I like to think I know enough to do enough. But if anybody has any tips for growing things out in Zone 9, Florida, ways to stave off some of the bug attacks or the funguses and things like that come along, I would definitely appreciate them. Go ahead and drop those tips down in the comments. If you're watching this on Rumble, which is my preferred platform, hit the Rumble button, share this out with everybody, so that way it can I can figure out how to grow some stuff. And if you're hitting it on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and make sure you scroll up to on, so that way you get notified every time I put out a new video. I'll try to get one out once a week or so, but sometimes things just aren't really going on and won't really have time. anyways, thank you very much. Have a great day.